Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, how are you? Okay, thank you so much for joining this meeting, this session. First, I want to introduce the all participants for today. First is Riana Octavia. Then the examiner is Bu Ima. Then the supervisor is Bu Rani. Okay, are you ready, Via, to start the presentation? Okay, let's start from now.
Okay, thank you. For this time, I would like to explain about my personal project presentation. Before I start to explain about my personal project presentation, I would like to tell about my title in my personal project. Before I start, I'm Riana Octavia from 10th grade of MYP High School Alfredaus, and this is my personal project. So my title of my personal project is my own comic. First, I would like to explain about the investigating of my personal project. The first is the goal of my personal project. So my goal in my personal project is to improve and develop my talent and also my ability in drawing comic. And then the global context of my personal project is personal and cultural expressions. So in this part of my global context description, because I express how to draw comic, I express and I make my own creativity in drawing comic. So I take this global context, that is personal and cultural expressions. And the next is planning of my personal project is start from 18 January 2020 until 6 February 2020. I start to make or design my own story, and also I draw some pictures, characters to my comic, and I draw the cover of my comic, and also I draw my own comic. And the last one, I try to make my comic better. Next is about taking action. So for the first, I make my own story to my comic, some dialogues and conversations. And the next is I make a sketch of my comic using pencil. And the third is I make my comic using pen. And the last one, I try to make my comic better using some dialogue balloons in my comics, and also I make it clear using drawing pen to make it more clear to be seen and to be read. And next is about reflect on global context. So in this personal project of my own comic, my reflection as an IB learner is there are some reflections that I get from my personal project. The first is inquiry, so I can explore and find some references or resources to make my own comic. And also the last one of my reflection is about I can be more open-minded, and I can be more talented maybe using my own ability to draw comic. I think that's all for my presentation about my own comic. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much, Via. Your presentation are amazing. So the next is question and answer session. Start from the examiner, Bu Ima. Please, Bu Ima.
Thank you for your presentation, Via. And then my question is, do you make a story piece or full story book?
Okay, thank you Bu Ima for your question. Then it's my turn. So my question is, what is the correlation between your global context that you pick with the project? Please explain it clearly. Okay.
Okay, thank you ma'am for the questions. So I want to answer the first question from Miss Ima, and the question is about how I made my comic. So I made some stories or some pieces of stories and I make it into a small book like this, but only some pieces or maybe some pages to make my own comic. So I make it into small book. Thank you for the second question from Mrs. Rani. Okay, I would like to explain and answer the questions. What is the correlation between global context and my personal project? The correlation between my personal project and my own comic or my global context is personal and cultural expressions. So this part of my global context with my title in my personal project is I can express my creativity or my ability in drawing comics. So I can explore and improve my ability in drawing and making a stories become a comic. Thank you.
Well, Via, thank you so much. I think it's enough for today, the session. Then next, Via, you have some revision on your report. There is in part of your taking action. Please make it systematically and clearly. Okay? Please do it soon. Then collect to me. Okay? Thank you so much. I think it's enough. Thank you so much for all the participants. See you Via. Well done.